Good morning and happy Monday. Today is March 23rd, 2020, and we are going to go ahead and do lesson 33 in math. You will need to take notes in your math notebook, so go ahead and go to the next clean page. As you guys can see, I already have everything ready on the top. We're in Module 4. We're lesson 33, the date, March 23rd, 2020. Today we're going to be solving word problems using multiplying and dividing of fractions. So if I'm going too fast, remember that you can always pause the video. Okay, so what I want you guys to remember when we're solving these word problems is number one, I want you to remember, read and model the problem. Can I draw something? What can I draw? What is being asked of me? Second thing I want you guys to do is after you've drawn something and you know what's being asked, I want you to calculate to solve and then write a statement. That just means write your answer in a sentence. On the last one, I want you guys to be thinking about, is your answer reasonable? That means go back into the problem, reread it, and see if your answer is reasonable with the question that is given to you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hop right in to our problem sets, lesson 33. I'm keeping my notes close to me. I'm just going to move them off to the side, and I'm bringing in my math problem sets, lesson 33. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to do numbers 1 and 5 together. Okay, so here we go. Miss Hayes has a half a liter of juice. She distributes it equally to 6 students in her tutoring group. How many liters of juice does each student get? Okay, so let's first of all, exactly like my note said, we need to read and model the problem. Can I draw something? Well, Mrs. Hayes has a half a liter of juice. So let's go ahead and let's show. This is what she has. She has a half a liter of juice. The next sentence says that she distributes it. So when I think of the word distribute, I think of breaking it up into smaller pieces to give to people. So she distributes it equally to 6 students in her tutoring group. So here's my juice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Made my lines too big. 5, 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's each one of these represents 1 student. Now it's saying, well, how many liters of juice does each student get? So when I look here at what the model that I've made, I am taking a half a liter and I'm dividing it into 6 equal parts. So what we learned actually 2 weeks ago is that when we're dividing with fractions, no matter if the fraction is in the front or if it's in the back, we still use our same method of keep, change, flip. So I'm going to keep the first fraction, I'm going to change, and then I'm going to flip. This 6 is like 6 over 1, so I'm now going to make it 1 over 6. Okay, so I can simply multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 6 is 12. So after I have drawn it, I've calculated, I need to write a sentence. Each student will get 1/12 liter of juice. Right. Now let's go on to letter B. How many more liters of juice will Mrs. Hayes need if she wants to give each of the 24 students in her class the same amount of juice found in part A? Well, let's see here. We know that she is going to give 1/12 of a liter to each. And she's saying, well, if we have this long stick And here, this is going to represent our students again. Well, she's saying now she doesn't want just to divide it amongst 6 students. She's going to take it and she wants to have 24. So I am not going to sit here and write 24 boxes, but we know there's 24 students. And she says if each one of them are going to get the 1/12 of a liter, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, okay, then how much more juice will she need to make sure that the rest of these students get the same amount? Well, we know that if we started with 6 students, what is the difference from 24 students to 6 students? Okay, so that means that she needs to get juice for 18 students. And each of those 18 students are going to need to have a 1/12 of a liter. So we're going to go ahead and multiply on this one. We're going to do 18 over 1 times 1/12 would equal 18 times 1 over 1 times 12, which equals 18 over 12. And we know that we're not going to keep it in an improper fraction. So 18 divided by 12, it goes in 1 time with 6/12 left over. We could also do 1.5 liters. So coming back to write our sentence, if each one of these students is going to need to have 1/12 of a liter, she is going to need 1.5 liters more. So she will need 1.5 liters more. I'm going to put juice. Okay.